department, and I'm here doing the interview with Jie from the finance department. Nice to meet you. And we're going to talk about our peer research interview, and we're going to share some of our research interests and so on. So yeah, welcome, Jie. Just to begin with, why do you want to study in the finance project, and why do you love UT Dallas?
Hi, Michael. Nice to talk with you. I'm Jie. I'm currently enrolled in the finance program. Why enroll? Actually, there have so many factors, but I think the most important factors is that I really love finance. Actually, I have some academic background both in law and finance, and I also have some working experience in some financial area like the capital market. And I just find that there are so many problems in the financial area that's so interesting. So I want to study them further. So I want to enroll in the PhD program in the finance area. And that's why. And my current research focus on the compliance feature in Know Your Customers. That's the KYC regulation, which is also a very essential part of anti-money laundering policy. So especially I study why some financial institutions only meet the minimum and what we call it the checkbox style compliance, and while others invest in more meaningful and costly effort. So my focus is that understanding how institutional characteristics such as fund size and internal governance structure, as well as the external factors like outsourcing or delayed enforcement influence those strategy choices. So I were using a combination of the legal theory and some financial insensitive theory, and also using some game theory method to have to understand what drives this variation and when the compliance breaks down.
Sounds very interesting. So could you please give me and the audience more example about, like, to be more specific, what exactly it is, if possible, talk about why these concepts and the questions are so important, and potentially is there any like managerial implications, so on. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I can come up with one real example that when we go into a bank that we want to open a new credit card or debt card, then the banker will tell us that we need to provide some information like birth of date and SSN and so on. So actually those information are very essential when we identify the true person that the bank will obtain them as a client. So actually it's the responsibility of the bank. They need to do the KYC. That's we call it the know your customer. Why it's so important? Because otherwise, if we cannot identify the true person, then that related to their identification maybe have been survived, and there will be cost a huge loss both for the individual and also for the bankers and also for the whole industry, the financial system. And actually, I think this topic is very interesting because the KYC futures can have very serious consequences as we talked about before. So it's not just about for the individual firms, but for the broader financial system. And also it's not just like money laundering, even for the terrorist financing or regulation captures. So for me, it's not just like academic puzzle, it's a meaningful policy challenge.
Sounds very interesting, and I think there's on in a high level, I think there's a lot of overlaps between your interest and my interest. So as I mentioned, I'm in IS subject. Basically, IS is talking about how technology will helps for either management or economy or the whole business. So to be more specific about my interest, I'm currently trying to research on the secure data market.
Mhm.
What exactly is that? I think in your example, you also you talk about in fintech and or banking. There's a lot of data privacy needs to be researched on. I think that's kind of like same as what I'm doing. I mean, in the high level, that's the same as what I'm trying to do. Think of a data trading market. We all know data. There's a lot of value in data, and that's why data privacy is so important. But when someone is trying to selling the data, we have no idea the answer of the question, that is how much is the value worth this to you. So think of a data seller and there's a data buyer in the market, because data is something quite weird. That is, you cannot know its value before you really seen it, or you means you and your model, right? So and like big companies like OpenAI and Google and Meta, Facebook, they are using tons of data every single second to train their model, right? But when see with the kind of like a endogenous question like this, how can the data seller share enough of the data to convince the buyer to buy their data, which becomes a very important point. That is, and going back to my question or my interest, that is, I'm trying to looking for a way that to build a like better data trading markets, especially with security in it. Um, yeah, I think that's you and me, we have a lot of overlaps in research interest. Really happy to talk to you.
Yeah, same here.